Call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Please take your seats. Roll call, please. Eister. Savage. Here. Brocious. Here. Barnhart. Here. Martina. There is an executive session held prior to tonight's council meeting for possible litigation. I have one addition to the agenda, so I make the motion to add the bid opening for paving to the agenda. Do I have a second? Second. Martina.
Yes.
Eister. Savage.
Yes.
Brocious. Yes. Barnhart.
Yes.
Is there any public comment at this time on agenda items only? Is there any public comment on agenda items at this time?
What's the paving for?
It's for, Steve, I'll turn this over to you.
It's our liquid fuels paving for this year.
For liquid fuel paving for this year in the city. Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, ma'am.
Deborah Betts. Can you tell me the citywide cleanup, are we meeting somewhere for that, or?
Where is that at? I'm sorry.
It's on the back there, under announcements.
Under announcements?
Yeah.
Transfer station.
Is that the training?
That's to bring our stuff down, not to clean up the streets.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Any other public comment at this time? Yeah, just on the agenda items at this time. Any other comments? Okay, moving on. Just friendly reminder, the no parking ordinance went into effect as of March 15th. Please make sure you familiarize yourself with the street signs with the dates and the times. We have old business, Councilman Barnhart.
I'd like to add Cody McCollum, who's a licensed contractor in the city. I'd like to add him to the harbor.
Second.
Martina.
Yes.
Eister. Savage.
Yes.
Brocious.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
And following Councilman Barnhart for the Harb, we still need following volunteers for the following boards: zoning, one person for a 3-year term; Harb, an architect, and one person for the Board of Appeals. Moving on to new business, for the bid opening for paving, I'll turn it over to Lisa or Steve, who wants to talk about it.
Yeah, we had our bid opening last Thursday for the paving. We had 9 bidders, strong bid. Right Way Paving was the one that had the winning bid for $182,460. We'd like to award that to them.
Questions, anyone? Second?
Barnhart.
Yes.
Eister. Brocious.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart. Martina.
Yes.
All right, moving on, DCD, CDPG Financial Management Plan, Mr. Backer, Mr. Otter, whoever wants to go.
All right, as a result of a fiscal monitoring that DCD does regularly of their CDBG grantees, they are now requiring some more specific information in the financial management plan, which is one of the master files you are required to have for part of the program. Basically, it's just adding some more detail about who the authorized persons are to sign checks and who handles payroll and bank reconciliation, just adding some more detail.
Mr. Backer, do you need to add anything to that? All right, any questions, anyone for Mr. Otter? All right, so I'll make the motion to accept the DCED CDPG Financial Management Plan. Do I have a second?
Savage.
Yes.
Brocious.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Eister.
Moving on, Mr. Backer.
I'm looking for a vote in affirmative for resolution 2025-11 for the DCD Greenway Trail Recreation Program grant for the Oppenheimer Playground, the OEG for engineering, engineering to redo that playground for get ready for construction. Councilman Eister, do you want to add anything?
No, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Eister.
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus. Yes. Moving on, Councilwoman Martina, Mr. Backer, CEG Engineering Annual Contract.
I'm just looking for, this is their annual renewal. There are, I don't know if anybody did have any questions that were on any of the changes.
Questions, anyone?
Then I want to make another motion, please.
Second. Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Brochus. Yes. Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Moving on, I make the motion for an addendum to the Police Department Contract Article 26, the health insurance benefits. Do I have a second?
Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina. Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Brochus. Yes. Moving on, excuse me, Resolution 2025-12, Employee Health Care Payments. Do I have a second? Savage.
Yes.
Brochus. Yes. Ister. Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina. Moving on, municipal bid, this is for the police. I'm just gonna turn this over to Chief real quick here.
So, we have some items, we're keeping up with some old equipment that we've had, we replaced with new equipment, different projects that we've been doing. So at this point, we have, 7 body cameras that I'd like to give to codes. That would be okay, at the moment, so the codes, we have something to work on. We also have 2 LPRs, which Mr. Backer, they were bought with grants, they were bought for $25,000. Check and see if we can put them on this bid, or whether we would have to send them to a police department, or whether through the city to use those and put them at each end of the city. Again, there is a fee for that. That the city would have to absorb. I believe that it was $5,000 to $6,000, which isn't horrible. But depending on what you want to do with the LPR, the truck, the 2022, we look to put that on this bid for a reserve of $55,000. If that would be okay with council.
Anyone, is everyone okay with that dollar amount for the truck? Like I said, we were gonna try to sell that to another municipality, kind of fell through, so we think we can get that on municipal.
I mean, something by me the other day, a swap.
Yes, they were talking about swap for $24,000. I don't think that would be fair. I think the truck's worth more than that. I think we can get more out of the truck. So I think that we put it on with reserve. If we ever have to go back, we can do that again, but I say we try to get as much money as we can out of that.
Back to the cameras, would that benefit the department if we put those cameras out there?
Which cameras?
The LPRs.
The LPRs?
Both ends of the.
I think we're benefit the city as a whole. The problem is you can't really monitor them with the JNet, which is JNet to us would be where we can see the license plates, it kicks up, if something's stolen. It's not really what you'd be doing with those 2 LPRs, it's just one of the plates coming in and out of town. That if we would have a major incident in town, we could go to those LPRs and then basically look that up, to see if that came through. It also would take a picture, takes a picture of the back of the vehicle, so sometimes you can actually see who's moving out. But again, up to you guys. Again, I don't know what exactly the price is like per year, but I think it's somewhere $5,000-$6,000 per camera. Look at that. And then I have 7 of the X2 tasers, which are we've upgraded to a better taser with the Axon. We have 7 of those. We're looking to put them on for $300 a piece. Really worth too much for our department. And then also 3 laptops that I came upon. Looking to put them on this bid or whether this year we're going to put those into another department.
Really used?
Not really used that much.
What did you have? Usually,
The less,
yeah.
not like the
usually less.
laptop, but like it's the iPad itself.
should have a reserve price on them because if, depending what they are in value, we could trade them in for our like through AT&T. So yeah, so we can put them on. We can have a reserve price of what? So like $250 per each.
The LPR, those are the ones that we were just talking about last week, or whatever it was, those.
Any questions for the chief or concerns on the pricing of the reserved items for the municipal bid?
Myself and Simon have been looking at it. It actually has some stuff in it, and it's cheap. Sure. I looked at it, hopefully it's somewhere between 40 and 45.
How much is big out there?
Some of these vehicles that are right now are vehicles that were demos, that are at Weis and stuff in them, that we have a little bit potential. So why we couldn't take something that that's why I thought, it would be up to them. Forward to
Any other questions for the chief on the reserve pricing? All right, so I'll make a motion to place the following items as listed that he said on this bid at the reserve prices that we all agreed upon. Do I have a second?
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Procius.
Yes.
Barnhart. Yes. Martina.
Moving on, hiring a full-time police officer, Tyler Herbster, chief, and turn it over to you again. I don't know if you want to give a little brief.
Sure. Officer Herbster, if you come up. There he is. So this is Officer Herbster. Tyler's been with us for almost a year now, part-time. He was a full-time officer elsewhere. Came to us looking to basically get into the police department where he could learn and just kind of be retrained. His retraining went very well, and now that we're at the Goodwill, we're looking to go on to the 11th officer. Tyler went through the full civil service process, passed all 3 sections. The civil service test has been certified by the Civil Service Commission for the hiring of Officer Herbster. Comes to us with approximately 8 years of experience, has been instrumental in drug recovery, has recently taken a few guns off the street that were doing traffic stops that he was able to recover from the vehicles that had filed all serial numbers. Again, very instrumental with drug work. I can't say enough about Officer Herbster. He does come from an area where, again, he had to be retrained. He's up to our policies and our procedures, doing very well with the public, doing very well, a lot of good feedback on him as well. So that's it.
At what step?
He would be hired as step 3.
With no insurance, correct?
No insurance.
All right. So any questions for the chief? All right, so I'll make the motion to hire police officer Tyler Herbster full-time at step 3 with no insurance. Do I have a second? Ister.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Procius. Yes. Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina. All right, please raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Tyler Herbster,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey,
obey,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and I will discharge my duties
and I will discharge my duties
on my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
just so everybody's aware, this put us now at 11 full-time officers. We also have 6 part-time officers that have been pretty active. As you can see in the back, the team is actually in the back of officers who came down to support the new officer that came in. Can't say enough about this team that we're building and continues to keep growing with the Sunbury police. So, but council, thank you for the hire.
Moving on, Councilwoman Martina.
I am looking to purchase, we haven't talked about this. So we're looking now to purchase the tow trucks, which then kind of falls into my next one too, because we're selling those. Yes.
Are we just doing the trucks right now, right? Then this is it, okay.
Yeah, it's just,
They go hand in hand.
yes. So this is just-
Savage.
Yes.
Procius. Yes. Barnhart.
Yes.
Ister. Martina.
Yes.
Keep going,
And then
Councilwoman
I'd just
Martina.
like to, then for the two over 1 minutes, are we doing?
Do you have any reserve items?
You know,
Okay.
starting at 29 cents.
I'll second. Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Procius. Yes. Councilman Savage, go ahead.
So I would like to make a motion that we have a purchase director as a full-time employee in the treasurer's office, Sunbury finance office. $18.50 an hour, effective 4/14/20. See you guys later. This is to supplement somebody here.
Will they, I mean, how long will be the cross-training of said retiree and the new candidate?
2 weeks, but there's somebody else in the office that's training right now. So there's somebody training for an payroll position, and then this person will come into some other positions. And they're all going to be cross-trained.
Good. There you go. Procius. Yes. Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Keep going, Councilman Savage.
So I would like to make a motion for the approval of abstracts and vouchers for the general fund in the amount of $93,388.46, liquid fuels in the amount of $10,621.90, and payroll in the amount of $69,414.88.
Second. Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina. Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Procius. Yes. Moving on to discussion topics, Councilman Barnhart, go ahead, sir.
We took Wes, I think it was, on a ride on the dike back in the summer, DCNR, to make a walkway along the dike and down around the dam all the way down by the high school. And just wanted to let everybody know we are seeking grants for that, to have a study done, because the Army Corps of Engineers wants to see a study done before they go ahead and approve it. So, but I think it would benefit the city even when the flood is, because the top,
A better
top,
surface.
yeah, they can ride it up and down. So it will be benches and lights. So we want to see them do a status study. I just wanted to inform you of that.
Any questions for Councilman Barnhart for that project? All right. Keep going, Councilman Barnhart, sir.
We had some people, contractors come in the office, and they wanted to know that the code office could open up at 7, since they start earlier to get their permits, so they can go about their day instead of waiting to get a permit. Setting up, so, for like one person come in early, something like that. I mean, if anybody have any ideas, that would be appreciated.
I mean, I think it's like, Cheryl was saying, like having 2 you come in at.
We're gonna have 2 in, so that one person is their
Yeah, so I mean, and then you said 2 people can work, for example, 7 to 3:30, and the other staff,
Stay till 8
8 to 4:30. Yeah,
So, if it's, like to bring that up the next meeting, or just
just do it.
do it.
Yeah. Any questions for Councilman Barker on that one? Okay. Moving on, vehicle tracking policy. I know last meeting we brought about it, and the controller said there's been voted on in the past. Before we actually started to do something, we have to get a policy in place before we actually do it. So I didn't want to have the input of council on what you'd like to see in this policy before we actually go out and buy the tracking devices, put them in the vehicles, so on and so forth. So I didn't know if anyone had any input, like for example, if it's disconnected by an employee or something like that, like what you guys thought, so we can give Joel some ideas to create some type of policy on that.
It's all the police department code.
Well, police are already done, but yeah, but code, Parks and Rec, DPW, all the vehicles, so that way everyone can have input in it on the policy. So I didn't know if anyone had any thoughts or ideas, or what they would like to see, or what they would not like to see, or just so we have a rough draft moving forward.
Is there any cost
On, excuse me.
on the tracking?
The tracking devices, I forget, I had them here last meeting, I can send them out to people as well. The chief sent me, there's different ones, how if you want to have, for example, if you want to have them battery operated, there are ones, some are cheaper. If you want to have them, some just plug right into the car themselves, so they're automatically going. So it all depend on the device that you want to get.
Policy, like, these cars are different policies.
Yeah.
What's that policy? Similar to go, we can go,
It'd be hard to go through these,
could you choose some of the things out of that?
we can take some things. We have a lock system, which goes to the 911 center, so we can track this as well. But, we can take some other, we can check that also.
Okay. I mean, I know it's, you don't have anything right now, but in the meantime, if you do think of something, send it over to Joel. We have the chief send some stuff over, so Joel can create some type of rough draft, somewhere to start. We can, critique it. And once we have, something in front of us, like we like this, we don't like that, we can add something, take it. Follow through with it. I mean, it was, yeah, they do it, but we just never follow. All right, so if you think of something, send it over to Joel, and we'll hopefully get a rough draft for next meeting or two and go from there. Moving on, Councilman Ister, task force.
Josh was contacted by the school district regarding the tennis courts. They asked you, we got $100,000. But I'm not sure, I wasn't really sure, they said you were talking to, I'm not sure.
So here was the conversation that took place last year. When I had a meeting with Dr. Bendel, Mr. Manning, and Slade Schreck to discuss options with the fire police with their contract that they have with the school district. They had some questions about the tennis courts, about the condition of them, because they were kind of getting pretty bad. They won't be able to play there eventually because the surface is rising, cracking, splitting, getting worse. So they said, hey, he gets some estimated cost. I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, any company can do an aerial shot. Hey, this is what it costs. I sent that over to them, and that's where the conversation died. Never got a reply email, never got nothing from them. That was probably back, that was last summer, so I'm gonna say, probably sent out to them August, September, and I haven't heard anything since. So the $100,000 you're referring to, I have no idea. There was never a return email come just like, listen, here's your information, what you choose to come do with it, that's your choice. Come to council, so everyone's on the same page. So we're at $100,000 mark came up with. I'm unaware because I gave them the numbers and that was the last I heard.
I was actually looking at the letter of the school district board.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on tennis courts? All right, moving on, Councilman Savage, SHA spending January 1st through March 20th.
So my intent with this was to, when the city changed health insurances at the beginning of the year, we also introduced a citywide HSA, but I want to table this for tonight so I can come up with better reports here from the finance office to get actual numbers, because I know we made some one-time expenditures out of the HSA account, so I want to make sure that we have the actual contributions to premium share, but then also for the accuracy of it to make sure that we have the one-time payments too. So I want to bring it up and be transparent about it, make sure the new system's working, but I don't have the data right now.
All right.
So I want to take it.
Thank you, sir. That works too. All right, moving on, announcements. Just a friendly reminder, the no burning ban is in effect until April 1st. The tour of honor of Sunbury Police and Fire Memorials will begin April 1st through October 31st. Our memorials were chosen of one of 7 throughout the state. We do not know when they will be coming through Sunbury, but once we do know, we will let you know. But I said our memorials were chosen to be one of 7 that they recognize throughout the state. The all-inclusive Easter egg hunt will take place April 5th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Goodwill Hose Playground. Cemetery Redevelopment and Reclamation Project will take place on April 6th from 11 a.m. till whenever we get done. At 4th and Spruce, all are welcome. Cleaning, repairing, resetting all the stones, food and drinks will be provided. Citywide cleanup is April 8th through the 10th from 1 to 7 p.m. This is city residents only. Once again, city residents only. Tell them they need to bring ID.
They should have an ID, driver's
And
license.
you should have some form of ID.
No tires, anything with, any kind of gas or anything.
Any types of liquids or anything. You have to-
Yeah, no
okay.
tires,
Yeah,
diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but just let people know that you have to bring it.
yeah.
All right, moving on. The next city council meeting will be April 14th at 6:15. Work session at 5:30. Once again, work session at 5:30. Cameron Park / Front Street cleanup by the Chicopee JROTC / city staff will be on April 23rd, starting at 8 a.m. The recycling event, electronics, will take place April 26th from 10 to 12 at the rink parking lot. No charge. We will be collecting donations that go towards the Alec Angels Foundation. Once again, that is April 26th, the recycling event. Free mulch giveaway is May 3rd at the Celotex lot from 7 a.m. to 12 or until supplies is exhausted. The fire police Chinese auction at the Sunbury Eagles at 33 South 3rd Street is May 10th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ink in the Rink 2 is May 16th through 18th at the City Ice Skating Rink. And the hearing for the zoning board hearing has been canceled for March 26th for the Celotex property. Once again, the zoning board hearing has been canceled on March 26th for the Celotex property.
What about hours for ink? What time do they start on that, do you know?
Day is, I think, Saturday.
It's a whole, that's what I thought, I didn't know if they started and stopped at a certain time or not.
Any other announcements? Chief, did you have one?
Yeah, just one, it came in early today, or actually this afternoon. Just want to let everybody know, and I know you have a question before Councilman Meister, is between April 7th and April 21st, I set with the local magistrate. There's going to be a period between April 7th and April 21st for individuals who have either been cited or been arrested in Sunbury to take care of their warrants between April 7th and April 21st, 2 weeks. After that, we're going to then conduct a warrant sweep throughout the city. We're in excess of between 300 to 400 warrants. So at that point, there will be the warrant roundup at some point after the 7th or the 21st, but the local magistrate is giving that period of time. That announcement will be put in the paper April 3rd to let people know that. If you take care of it, go down, have that 2-week period, go down and take care of it. Otherwise, you could face going to jail for the weekend, or for as long as somebody puts you in there. So, I just ask that people cooperate with it, just go get it taken care of, and then we'll go from there.
All right, thank you, Chief. Any other announcements? All right, is there any public comment at this time? I'm gonna start here, I'll just work my way over, work my way back, so please state your name, ma'am.
Madison, I have 3 things though, if that's okay, I'll be really quick. So, my first thing is a question, why was the hearing, canceled on Wednesday?
They withdrew it. They withdrew their request to have a hearing.
Okay,
I received an email today
okay,
from Citus.
okay. My second thing is just a general announcement. It was, I believe it was brought up last meeting as well, that there is another cleanup event going on. It's a grassroots cleanup that there, I believe, is a flyer up front for it.
Which one, buddy?
The one for April 5th.
I have one here, I was gonna ask.
You have one? Okay.
Oh.
April 5th, which is a Saturday, cleanup event for the city sidewalks. what we're doing to try to get a lot of space is that there will be 3 separate meeting grounds. One will be the parking lot of the Higher Hope Church. The second will be the Otterbein Church, and the third will be the park across the street from the Weis Administration Building. For more information about signing up, there is a website and a QR code on the flyer that should be up front, and also Danielle has one as well. It's 9 to 12, I believe, yes. And food and drink is provided. So the third thing is my question that I have is directed to Jim Eister. After a total of 3 emails and 1 voicemail left with my phone number, I am looking for either an update or acceptance for appointed time to speak in person about my proposal for trash cans being placed throughout the ward in order to mitigate the increased issue with littering.
Well, Madison, I went down to Mr. Walker, which is in charge of trash. You called her when I was there.
I sent you an email.
Oh, I never know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I sent you an email.
How long, when was that sent? When
Last
did
week,
I find
last
it?
week, Monday, a week or so ago, please.
Is it a part of the same thread or is it separate?
Yeah, it's right off the string. Jim sent me the string email that you guys sent him, and I just replied right into it.
What was in the email? Just because I don't think I got it.
I would have, we'll get together after the meeting. We'll sit down, we'll talk
Are
about
you
it.
okay with that? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
All right, thank you, then I'll do that.
Okay, thank you. All right, other public comment? I'm over there on the table, ma'am. Please state your name.
Yes. I'm Sandra Hine. I live on Chestnut Street, and I am joined by my people if you want to come up and join me. There's a group of us here. We want to bring to the city's attention a local climate action program. And let me just give you a little bit about it. The city has everything to gain and nothing to lose from this. A local action climate program is a program sponsored by the DEP and Pennsylvania State University. It is administrated by the Pennsylvania State University. The end goal of this is for Sunbury to develop a climate action plan. As part of this, PSU will provide 1 or 2 senior students that are committed to a 1-year process. The city also has to commit to the 1-year process. The students will gather and compile emission data for the first semester. The second semester, they will work to develop a plan with the city. The data will be collected on ClearPath software. The software usage is paid for by the DEP for 1 year. Sunbury is designated as a DEP environmental justice community. This plan could involve not only the city council, but the citizens of Sunbury. Hunters and fishermen, as well as outdoor enthusiasts, are aware of the changes this area is experiencing as a result of climate change. Shamokin and Coltmont already have climate action plans, and Selinsgrove is now beginning in their 2nd semester. And I have a friend here, Michelle, who will answer any questions. She is working with Selinsgrove on their climate action plan. By having a climate action plan, we will open up grant opportunities for the city that you would not get unless you have a climate action plan. The effects of climate change on Sunbury include the risk of flooding. It is no longer an if we are going to be flooded again, but when. Are we prepared for wildfires? Oh, we live in the city. We don't need to worry about wildfires. Ask the people in Pasadena, California, in Los Angeles, how much they need to worry about wildfires. Temperatures in this area are expected to be above 90 degrees for an additional 20 to 30 days per year in this area. And that's by, I think it's 2035. The Sunbury have a voluntary advisory council. Do you have a current inventory of your emissions? Either the city itself, the administration, or the entire city. This program can be done citywide or a smaller local government. This program requires the one-year commitment. We do need a champion from the city to move forward. We would like to be on the council meeting agenda to make the presentation. Pennsylvania State University Local Climate Action Program will provide either a speaker at the council meeting or on Zoom to explain the program for consideration. There is no cost to the city for this program. Thank you, and I would like to introduce Madison. I met her today. She brought up climate action plan not connected with us last meeting.
Just a quick synopsis, it helps for the city to be, possibly remapped for better walkability, for better, better economic development that is, workable for everybody with the car, with the bike, with their feet. The walkway that they're gonna look at to do down here, that's stuff that can be worked in with this climate action plan. So, it's free. Come on.
Oh, yes, there is a deadline for this, and it is May 31st. We have to have an application into Penn State, and they will tell us by July whether the city has been accepted or not. So there's several steps before we get to May 31st. But I hope you will consider it. It's nothing, it costs you nothing, and it's all advantage.
Yeah, could you send us to Mr. Backer the information, and then that way he can disperse it to all of us, that way we kind of know, like what you just read, send it to us, that way we can put on the next council meeting for discussion, and then put up for a vote then?
I'll be glad to.
Or how about a work session before they can come and present it?
I mean, yeah, we can do that, too. We can do it at the next work session as well.
And like I said, there are a lot of people here with plenty of experience already at doing this, who are more than happy to help the city decide that this is a good idea.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies, appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Other public comment? Go ahead.
I have two things. One is a question for the chief. Just regarding...
Excuse me, ma'am, could you state your name quick?
Sorry, I'm George Ferrandi. I live on Arch Street. Just regarding the hiring of Officer Herbster, at what point do they get insurance?
They have a choice to take insurance. But
Okay.
Yeah, he chose not.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
And then my other thoughts were related to Earth Day. I wanted to invite everyone. It's April 19th in Cameron Park. A bunch of volunteers from several organizations, Save Our Susquehanna and the Climate Reality Project, are putting it together 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I just wanted to follow up and see, Mayor Brochus, if you needed any additional information from us for the proclamation.
No, I believe, did you send it over to?
I invited,
Yeah, I'll be there.
okay, you can do it? Do you?
Unless another council member wants to do it, I guess I should probably put that out to the council member. Like, if no council member can do it,
And so I should just forward him our draft of the proclamation as is?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that was it.
All right, thank you.
Oh, could we get added as an announcement on the next meeting?
Yeah, if you could send that to Mr. Backer as well, we can do that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please state your name, sir.
Bill Brown, this is geared towards Mr. Back. This DCED Greenway Trails and Recreation Program for the OPG, is that, there gonna be a requirement where it's gonna be a public playground now?
It has to be,
Open to
open
the
to the public.
Okay, that's, and I got one more. I, as a property owner in the city, don't think that, I don't want any of my tax dollars going to put in the I paid to bring my own garbage, and I pick up the garbage that's laid in the streets in front of mine. I don't think the city should be responsible, any neighborhood, to go just distributing trash cans around so that we have people. That's my opinion. I don't think we need to do that.
Thank you. Public comment, please state your name, ma'am.
Danielle Bronowitz, talking more trash. So I was here 2 weeks ago, and I was fighting off sickness, so I don't even remember what I said. But I am chairperson for the Susquehanna River Cleanup Project, and we do have our event scheduled for Sunday, April 13th. We have our headquarters down at the boat launch, and I don't know if I thanked you, but I want to thank the city for all their help. We provide wheelbarrows for us, sometimes a truck, and then some pickup at the disposal with the dumpsters. Also, we're connected with the Community Cleanup Day. Madison reached out to me saying she's interested in doing a citywide sidewalk cleanup, and I said, well, let's tie it into the river cleanup, branch out. And we do have some registrations coming through. I have extra flyers with QR code. So if you're not able to make our main event on April 13th, we have other opportunities to help clean up around the city. One area that I want to cover, because it's nothing like coming into Sunbury and we've got trash everywhere. Because coming up the Veterans Bridge, it is so bad, drives me crazy. So I thought we'd make that a territory, hopefully get some volunteers down there. And then also off the bridge, coming off under the underpass on Front Street, it's really bad along there. And I had a crew cover that last year during my cleanup, but it's really narrow. So I guess I'm now reaching out to some city staff to see how they can help us throughout the year, maybe get that area. Coming into Sunbury, it's like a little pavement, little side of the roadway, but there's trash there.
Get together anytime you want, Danielle, and we'll look at it.
Okay, and then also throughout the year, did they ever clean up that bridge area, off the ramp and stuff?
Yeah, that's PennDOT's.
PennDOT.
We're
Oh, okay.
currently in their cleanup week right now.
Oh, okay.
And then next week, they're cleaning up the bridges, and that's what we'll be changing the flags out on the bridges and such.
Oh, that's good.
We
Okay.
work in coordination with them.
So when they have that area cleaned up, do we even need to cover that? Or you didn't
I'm
even?
not saying it's gonna be perfect, Danielle. I'm
Okay,
saying
so
it's
we'll take it.
PennDOT's going to be doing their cleanup.
Okay,
Leave
we'll
it there.
cover
I
what
don't
we
know.
can. Okay. So with the cleanup sets, if anyone's interested, sign up and register with us. It is a fun event, and especially the main event. We get the boats out of the river and bring stuff up. And as far as trash in the city, it is nice, I think, that we do provide it, because it's not just people that are littering, but we have the dump living on Front Street, things blow off trucks. So, I know from my yard, I pick things up, so I do think it's something nice for citizens, to cover that cost for the extra disposal day, so thank you for that.
Danielle, what time on the 13th and where are you meeting?
9 o'clock, we meet at the boat launch down on South 2nd Street.
Bring your waiters. They're going in, John.
Thank you. Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
Brian Suloff. Actually, I have three things. First, Mr. Walker, you mentioned about the paving, and I believe you said right-way paving was the winning bidder. How's that process work? How do you determine who the winning bidder?
We put a bid out on Penn Bid.
Okay.
We had 9 bidders on this specific one. Low bid, low apparent bidder was right-way paving.
Okay.
Got the bid.
So we just automatically go with the low bidder?
Well, they have to be a qualified bidder.
Yeah,
But we're not gonna hire somebody that's been disqualified by bad work or something like that in the
Right.
city. Yeah, we had 9 bidders, we had real strong bidding.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if we just went by the low bidder or,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Chief, question for you, you mentioned 300 to 400 warrants that are outstanding. Are they online anywhere that people can go and look to see if they have an outstanding
It's a
warrant?
great question. I was gonna actually wanted to add to that a little bit. On the 7th, it will be listed in the paper,
Okay.
actually that weekend before, and then we will have it on the Facebook page, maybe put it on the city's website as well. So I'll have a complete list of all those names.
Awesome, thank you. And then lastly, Susquehanna Avenue, Thursday last week, had a visit from Mr. Welker, Mr. Backer, Mr. Eister, and members from GNR Construction. They were looking at all the different areas of the street, some of the cracks and everything. And Mr. Welker was kind enough to put his level down on our sidewalks and did say that
the sidewalks beside our house were slanted towards our house. One of the members from GNR, I don't know if he was one of the owners or not, was obviously not happy about having to look at everything and kind of made a smart comment about, well, he can just call the daily item again if he needs to. And then Dave from GNR also made a comment that I wasn't happy with the sidewalks that they put in for me, so he was just gonna go ahead and rip them out and we could deal with them ourselves. So, not real happy that, you know, it was threatened that we would have our sidewalks ripped out. And I guess I would just like to know and I understand Mr. Weis' directive not to discuss things, but is there any testing? What are the next steps to determine like what happened? You know, if anybody's permitted to talk about it.
How about if I try and answer, and if not, Jim can answer? That
Okay.
sound good? My understanding is that the engineer has to go over and approve everything or disapprove everything. And if I'm wrong, Jim, chime in. But I think we're about at that process where, because of the weather change, that we're not gonna see it anymore, basically, no more freezing, hopefully. I think we're at the point where the engineer has to come in and make determinations as to what needs fixed, how it needs fixed, and why it needs fixed. I think that's next. I think that I'm guessing that the meeting that you were talking about was a precursor to that, to show those guys, this is what's all wrong, but that our engineer is gonna come in and say, we need this, that, and this. That answers your question.
And Brian, there's a schedule being made, I don't know when it's going to be, but another meeting coming up this Thursday, next Thursday. This Thursday, probably that date will be picked, depending on weather and so forth. And then like Joel says, contractor has a list, we have a list, we have pictures of course, and you gave us a bunch of pictures, good ones. And we'll be working with the contractor on each particular site.
Okay, thank you. And then last, an email that I had received from Mr. Backer at one point mentioned over $300,000 that was being held in retainage.
Yes.
Could somebody explain to me what that is? I don't know what that is.
We hold 10% of the gross dollar figure of the contract.
Okay.
And we hold that until the job is completed, which isn't done yet, and all problems corrected before now we can give some portions of it as long as we cover, so we have enough covering projects like your situation and the other ones out there.
Okay. All right.
You follow me?
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Any other public comment at this time? Oh,
Sorry.
so I guess public comment, sorry. Please say your name.
Sheena Espinal. I just have a question. Can you, Barnhart, it's gonna be easier for me to get you here than it is outside. Clarify more on the shade ordinance.
The shade tree ordinance.
Yeah, when I was the reasoning is that I have to keep these trees.
Jeff, look it up for me.
So what's your particular question?
So, okay, so the thing just is, I know I brought it up to him before, on, outside of this, but, so out front of my house on Spruce Street, there is 2 big trees. From what I understood before, there had to be trees so many feet away due to the shade ordinance. I could be wrong, I don't know, that's why I'm asking. But said trees are ripping my sidewalks up, and they're also going into the foundation of my house. And I don't feel that I should be, I'm already responsible to have them trimmed down in one thing. But I don't feel that I should be responsible for it, because
Julie, did you hear the question, Julie?
I did, and we are in the process of revising our ordinances.
What's the current?
What's that?
She's asking a question. Where is the tree located exactly?
I live in, it's 2 of them.
No, I mean, is it in your yard or is it?
No, it's in my front of my house. It's actually on the other side of the sidewalk.
Like
So
between the curb and the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm at 150 Spruce Street.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Those are your shade tree people, so that's why we're asking them.
No, yeah, no, understood.
Yeah,
Like
no, I
said,
mean, that
maybe
is,
I'll correct it later on, but I just don't feel like there's, first of all, like, excuse my mom, sheriff's squirrels in there.
I mean, that
And
is
there
the
are just, like, I'm literally disregarding that my biggest issue is my house, and having someone look at it and telling me that it could potentially go onto the water
we're not
line.
gonna change that.
I'm just, all I'm hearing is.
It's still gonna be their responsibility. So she just doesn't want to.
Joe, can you correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going from memory, but she can appeal to your entity,
Yes.
correct? And you guys would make a decision, bring in a arborist, make a decision as to whether the tree is too much of a problem and needs to come out, or
Right.
some other fix can be done, is that correct?
Right.
At whose cost?
At their cost.
No, it would be at if the tree came down, it would be
The
the,
arborist is at your cost, but
no, the tree coming down would be at the property owner's cost.
the tree coming down is at your cost.
See, that's where, that's my hiccup.
Okay, well,
Is that
but
because-
the long and the short of it is, and I'm trying to be a jerk.
No, yeah.
I just want you to understand that the process really doesn't go through code, it goes through them.
Okay.
Because they're a separate entity,
Okay.
the Shade Tree Commission.
Understood.
Okay, so we had to set them up as a separate
Yeah, I got it.
thing, okay? Just so you know.
Yeah, no, well, completely, I mean, and Barnhart did explain it to me before, and again, you know, but I don't feel like I should be, responsible for it. Here's the other thing, I think the one tree is completely dead on the inside, that goes down, I guess we have to pay to order me, but I've been asking, you know, I shouldn't say I've been asking, I have been inquiring and trying to figure it out. I did look up to see that you can, like, everything costs $1 million, I don't mind paying the dollars, but I don't wanna pay so much money to act, you know, to see about them getting taken down.
Spruce
Then
Street,
it's denied, then I gotta appeal it, then I gotta do this, then I, you know,
Well, I guess my suggestion is, and I'm not, again,
and there's no other trees the whole way down. So why am I,
well, maybe that's why we want to keep them, because there is no other trees all the way down, and I'm,
well, then put new ones, just get the roots out of my house.
point being, these guys are pretty reasonable, I think if you talk to them, hopefully, you can come up, if you haven't talked to them again, I would talk to them, and then, you know, if you can't come up with something, come back to us. But, and I talked to them first, and they're pretty reasonable, and they should be able to work something out. Okay?
You know where Critter lives, right down across Second there from you? He's having the same issue with 2 trees in front of his property also.
Well, and like I said, it just, when we had to do the sidewalk thing, when they did that whole jigger, it was like, okay, you know, whatever. And then we're having people look at it, and then they're like, yeah, that should be a U thing, that should be a city, you know. And I'm just trying to find a happy medium, but really quick, do we know what the thing is? Is there like a certain amount of feet that it's supposed to be or something?
You mean,
For the reasoning for the shade? Yeah.
I would say the best thing to do is ask them later on, I mean, after the meeting, that since we're both there, they'll be able to help you better, but we can up here. They're the ones who oversee that stuff. Does that help?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
Aaron Milch. How are you?
Good, sir, how are you?
Good. Last meeting, we were talking about self-test property and testing that property to see contaminants and stuff like that. I was wondering if you guys have thoughts about that and staying from the county, trying to test that land, to see what's going on, if there's anything that's going on. But as far as any contaminants, I know my mother's talked to you, Joel.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
What I can tell you is, I actually spoke with Derek earlier today. Derek had contacted Senator Culver's office to attempt to get somebody here from DEP. We also tried to get them here this week. They wouldn't come up this week to meet with us. We're hoping that through Senator Culver's office, we can get a representative or representatives here to do a work session with everybody to answer questions, figure out what needs to be done, and to go from there. That's as transparent as I can be, because quite honestly, I don't have the answers to give you, and I'd be lying if I told you I did. I want to hear from DEP.
Right. I mean, everybody's worried about putting in place,
And I
you
wanted
know
to
about the
point
runoff
out that
over
when we
that
were
place and stuff.
doing that, then it was going to respond to her question, so.
So yeah, we're trying to
I
get.
didn't mean to like.
Any other public comment? Please state your name, sir.
Brian Suloff, I just wanted to go back to the Shade Tree Commission. I know when Susquehanna Avenue was redone, somebody had asked about possibly planting trees. And I believe the response was, we're not planting trees on Susquehanna Avenue. But does that go through the Shade Tree Commission as far as a decision on whether it's okay to plant trees? I don't have room in front of my house because I only have like 6 inches between the curb and the sidewalk, but other areas may have a little bit more. So are they permitted to plant trees?
I mean, not a shade tree.
I mean, we wanted to plant trees there, they just, the design didn't allow for, you know, enough room for it.
Okay,
Correct.
okay.
But we can also speak with our forester, and he can give us dimensions and different types of trees that can be planted in a certain area, certain width,
Okay.
kind of thing. So if there is interest, we can help them out with that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other public comment at this time? All right, adjourn this meeting.